Today we're going to change some tires by hand. Today we're going to be using an old tire breaker from Harbor Freight. They were about $30 to $40 each. Rim clamps. These protect the rim when you're using the tire irons. This is a Schrader valve tool remover. This is for removing the air valve. It's also for pulling a new valve stem, which the wheel we're going to use needs to have. First things first, we're going to break the bead. Typically with the bead, we're going to end up pulling the valve out, the Schrader valve out. You just put that in there and turn. It's like a double slot. Once the valve is out, you're ready to break the bead. On bikes with discs, I'll usually put a piece of wood in on this side to protect the rim. On this one, since it's a rear wheel, one side does not have that. I'm going to pull the bead breaker up into the side of the wheel, get it onto the edge, and keep my foot here to keep the wheel from moving. And I'm going to break the bead. I'm going to walk it around a little bit. And I'm going to break it again. Walk it around some more. Break it some more. And I'm going to walk around the wheel, pushing the bead down. All the way around. You want it down. They'll have a tendency when you first do it to pop back out into the upper bead. Now we're going to flip it over. Do the same thing. Then walk it around with our foot, pushing the bead into the center of the rim. Now we're ready to change. I'm using a 25-gallon oil drum. I've put motorcycle inner tube around the top. That keeps you from marring up the tires. I'll pull my 3 tire irons out. Typically 3 is what you need. This rim's marred up, but if it was a nice rim, you'd want to use that. I'm going to continue to push down the bead. One of the things you have to remember is the lower this side is, the easier it is to pull the bead. So we're going to go in with these in the shape. You're going to pull in, push up against the inner side of the rim, and then hook under. Once again, getting these sides down as low as we can. See how it come up as soon as you do that. I'm going to take another one, get it in here. And I'm going to grab my large one. I'm going to put it between those two. Pull that over. Once again, keep shoving your rim down into the thing. And then want to take the first bite. Sometimes you gotta let some pressure off to get it in there. Sometimes you don't. As you pull, you see the one beside it loosens the other one. And you walk your way around the rim. One of the main tricks to this is to not take too big a bite. Otherwise, it'll tense it up. And now we're back where we want to be. One side's gone. We're going to reach in, grab the other side. Same thing here, same principles here of keeping that rim strip in the center. Same principle of buying small bites. With the back side, you usually only need to go about halfway around. And then it'll come right off the rim. And there's that. Now, for reinstallation, let's just say you have another new tire. I'm going to use some lube. This is literally just dishwashing liquid and water. This will assist in slipping on the rim itself, so any dry parts won't snag it up. Now, we want to look on the tire for our directional. As you can see right here, there is a directional, and that's the rotation of the tire. We also want to look and see if we have a red dot. This would be a balancing dot. So this is where your petcock would want to go, and you want that to line up with your valve stem. Now on this particular model, on this particular wheel, we have a bad valve stem. So we're going to get rid of that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Typically, I'll just cut it off with a razor knife as close as I can to the foundation. Take a little screwdriver, pry it up. Now on this, you want to have some lubricant that's a little bit better than soapy water. So we're going to grab some WD-40 or some grease. Going to use a little axle grease for the valve stem. Valve stems are just a little hair under 1.5 inches. They're very similar to car. They are the same as car stems for the most part. So you can pick these up at AutoZone, Craig, in any of those places. I'm going to put a little lube around the edge of that. And then I'm going to shove it through. Right here. Now this is the other part of the Schrader removal tool. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to do it just like we're putting a valve stem cap on. This gives you the pull to pull this through. I was thinking about the camera, so I put the valve stem upside down so you guys could see it. But that's not going to work. So let's try this again the right way. And I guess you guys don't get to see it. Same thing. You put this shader tool on just like you're putting a valve stem cap on. And then you pull it through. You want to look at the seat and make sure that it's flanged out all the way around the top. and then expand it through. And we're good. We're going to remove the valve stem because when we fill, we want to seat it up with the stem on, with the stem out, so we can get the maximum amount of air in during our fill. All right. So we're back to the tire, and a lot of times we're going to look at our rotation again. It never hurts to check it more than once. And rotation is on the other side. And it's rear. So with the disc out here, that's actually the right side of the rim. So I need my rotation to go this way. The chain drive is almost always on the left side unless it's a KTM or something like that. So, but checking it is one of the most important things. You don't want to put the tire on and then have to come back and put it off. So we're going to mind our weight mark. And I'm just going to push it on. And the more pliant tire, you can basically probably push it all the way on. This one needs a little help. See, that side goes on nice and easy. And make sure our tire alignment's right. We're going to pretend this is a really good rim instead of a 1992 F2 rim. And then we're going to start our movement around the tire. Once again, when you tighten one, the other one tightens up. On the ground, this is kind of nice as well. Because you can use your knees, but I like doing it on the barrel to kind of keep it safe and protected. Now your same rules apply. Keep this down, and that gives you more room. The lower that is, there we are. Get a little air going. Valve stem close. We're going to put the valve stem back in. Now we're going to bring her up, and this tire would probably be about 34, maybe 35 pounds. We're going to inspect the seat now, or the 36 pounds. Now, soapy water once a hand comes in handy. You look for bubbles coming up from the air, whether in the inside of the valve stem cap or around the edge. And we've got nothing. And that will complete doing tires from hand by home.